We're going to take the North and never give it back.
So that's a good pick. You get the corner. I got to go bold, right? I got to go bold for this.
Yeah, she's got some nice long
Welcome back to the Unbearable Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Brad. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're out there on YouTube. And also rate the show 5 stars everywhere that you get your podcast. What is going on, everybody? We are live breaking down the Chicago Bears versus the Miami Dolphins this Sunday. That's right. Football is in the air, and it just feels good. We are live after I don't know how many months I have not gone live. So missed y'all. Excited to see y'all out there in the chat. But I'm going to probably keep on doing more live shows as now that the season's kind of get going. So I know a lot of you guys were also asking for that. So we're going to get more. But also, before we get started and we break down kind of who to watch for this preseason game, I also want to ask you, the people, if you want to give me some feedback. I have down below a link. So especially those out in podcast land, I know you can't really chat or comment out there like you can like on YouTube. So if you want to click the link down below, it's a little Microsoft form that I threw together. If you want to just kind of give me some feedback, what you want to see more out of the show. If there's anything you think I can improve on, or stuff that you love about the show, let me know. I want to make this show your favorite Bears show moving forward, and maybe it already is today. So I'm excited about that. What's good, Ampharius? Can't wait for the season to start. I agree too. I've been jazzed about this whole season, but also too, for everyone that fills out that form, I'm going to just kind of put all the emails into just a giant raffle giveaway. I'm not sure what it is yet. So if you want to include that also, what the giveaway should be for, let me know as well. But let's get into this. So right earlier on today, I talked about the Bears and the Miami Dolphins practice, and we'll kind of discuss that a little bit more too, to kind of break down what was good, what was bad about the practice as we kind of go through it. But if you want to learn more about that, listen to the episode. But what we're going to be doing today is really breaking down who to watch out for during the actual game. Because when you get into the preseason, as we all know, we are not going to be playing our starters. So because our starters are not going to be out there, I like to just kind of break down who to watch out for, who I'm looking for. And also, even if you're not the most diehard Chicago Bears fan, you can at least kind of see when the absolute, bottom tier players are out there. There's still some people that you should keep eyes out for and try and watch. So I want to just kind of break that all down for you. And for those out there in the chat, let me know too. So like who you're kind of amped up to see with these backups out there to play. So also Joe, Taco Man, my friends, how have you guys been? I've been great. So actually, I think some of you guys know I had actually one of the big reasons why I wasn't live as much is, and you might even hear the baby in the background. Baby number 4, I had 2 months ago. So yeah, I've been taking care of him and everything like that. So it's been fun. Squeegee, what's good, my friend? But yeah, it's life's been good. Just crazy that summer's almost over. But yeah, it's been nuts. It's been absolutely nuts with the house of 4 kids. So for anyone that has 4 kids, and yeah, thank you, Taco Man. But yeah, it's great. So 2 girls, 2 boys. But yeah, it's been fun. But the other thing too, so when we get into just like the resting of the starters, I first want to just kind of give you my opinion, because I have not said what my opinion specifically is on this. And the biggest thing is and I know that I've seen this post out there a lot. I get that joint practice is crazy. I get that joint practice is something that you can get even more, you can get more useful reps. I don't think that should be the debate, right? That everybody agrees with. When you have joint practices, you have that, and you have a more intense practice. That all can be true. Now, the reason where you kind of like lose me with like the whole benching of the starters is especially when it comes down to Caleb Williams. And the biggest reason is because even today, after I recorded the show, spoke with my friends even more and just kind of like had a long conversation. And I was talking to one, and he's like, Brad, I didn't like what I saw out of Caleb. He's like, I got kind of frustrated watching Caleb. I'm like, why didn't you say that in the text? But no, he was saying that just Caleb just looked very disjointed out there. And that's the reason why you should have a preseason game. You want Caleb to be out there. You want Caleb to learn how to prep for a game. Yeah, it's preseason. He'll be there for a quarter, right? But you hear people that go out to a preseason game, you have to get ready. You have to be prepared. You have to go out there and do something. To me, Caleb has not earned the right to skip out of a game because he still needs to learn a lot of these things. And he is such a big piece to all this success because the offensive line seems to be good, which means that the running game will be good, which means that the wide receivers, we're hearing just how amazing they were today, and they continue to just be great. A lot of this is going to be on Caleb, and we saw how amazing the defense was against the Miami Dolphins. Tua is one of the most accurate passers, and he could hardly complete a pass because this defense was rattling him that much. That's something that a lot of this is on Caleb. And so throw out the whole fan side of it of like just me wanting to see the starters out there. I think that they're really this is the first time that I've really kind of disagreed with what Ben Johnson wants to do. Yeah, I know that there's injuries, and the counterpoint to it, if you really want to make a counterpoint, is, well, how many of the starters then should? Because Dahlman, do you leave that first team offensive line out there? Do you leave some of the first team receivers? I think that's where then the debate starts. To me, I just feel that Caleb should be out there. Caleb has gotten reps with Olamide Zaccheaus, with Luther Burden. You could have those players out there with Colston Loveland and these other guys. That's just where I just kind of push back and disagree. But let me know what y'all think. Do you agree with that, right? Do you agree with that overall? And Joe saying Monungai Burden is who he's looking for. Oh, yeah. And Shep saying, didn't know Ryan Reynolds was a Bears fan. Why, thank you, good sir. I have gotten that a couple times, and it is the greatest compliment you can give someone. So I appreciate that, my friend. And then Farius, thank you on the congratulations. Thank you so much. It is it's amazing. So, but yeah, B Shep saying, I think they are protecting Caleb. If he plays, he doesn't perform well, the media and social media will have a day. That is a very good point. Because could you imagine? Because I said this on the last show when I was breaking down Miami and the Bears. It's like, dude, when I'm sitting there trying to enjoy the beach, and I just get all these messages and videos from the national media saying Caleb Williams is awful. It's like, he just missed the net a couple times. Yeah, if either an interception or had a couple delay games on the preseason stage, people will be like, oh my God, he can't run an offense. And yeah, it's exactly, he should be out there. I agree with Taco Man. Reps. Squeegee saying, I had 4 kids myself, 3 grandkids so far. Congrats. That's awesome. I never knew what love was until my kids came out. Agreed. For anyone that doesn't have kids out, it's it's crazy. It changes everything. Ron, my friend, what is good? Yeah, lots of stuff. Yeah, and Chicago's a big stage. I definitely agree. But everything just gets notched up a little bit when you're in Chicago, especially quarterback. We anytime something happens, we don't operate normally. We elevate everything completely. But also another piece too, when I was talking to my friends, the other thing that actually, we'll go into who to watch. We'll break it down. So right now I have the depth chart out there for everyone out there on YouTube so you can see it. Now, the reason why I didn't want to talk too much about this, first off, I was on vacation. Secondly, I retweeted this. Don't overreact to this depth chart. I know that some people do, but it's made to be just a talking point. They didn't want to put too much thought into it. That's why you see Kyle Monungai as the 5th string running back, even though he got 1st string reps today. And he's been the predominant 2nd string running back in the Chicago Bears backfield. So don't take too much stock into a lot of this. A lot of this, especially with the rookies, it's just placing them farther down the list. But eventually people can kind of fight their way back up. So what I like to do is I just like to kind of highlight things. So for those watching on YouTube, you can kind of see this. To explain this, I didn't have space to kind of add a little key, but the dark shaded ones are the people that I think are going to sit out. Now, Ben Johnson said that there's going to be 9 offensive starters and 9 defensive starters that weren't going to be out there. Now, so my prediction, now obviously this can change. My prediction for the offensive starters that will sit are DJ Moore, Joe Thuney, Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Darnell Wright, Cole Kmet, Rome Odunze, Caleb Williams, and DeAndre Swift. That's all 9. Rome was the only one that I was kind of iffy about just because Rome Odunze has, he's, second year in the league. Might be good to see him out there. Now, the other piece too is, Cole, we'll talk about some of the other people that might end up playing. But then on the defense, I said Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, Trevon Dexter, Andrew Billings, TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, and Kyler Gordon. All I don't expect to be out there. So that leads to, and then also for anyone that's curious about my method to my madness, the black line that I crossed off are the people that are injured that I do not expect to be out there. So Jalen Johnson, Shamar Turner, and Zay Frazier. The light gray is Bill Murray and Miles Boykin, who I think are going to not be healthy enough to actually play. Bill Murray might be, but they've been banged up, so they might not actually be out there. So that's the method to the madness. So now the ones in green, the people to actually watch. So this is I like to break this down into different chunks so that when different waves of people are out there, you can see them, you can watch them, and know who's out there. So with the first wave, we know that Tyson Bagent is going to be out there for the first team and most likely going to be there for the entire first half. Tyson Bagent is one to watch. And the reason I am not going to be one of those people, I am not one of those people that has the shades. And for anyone that's on Twitter, you've probably seen the meme of like that Tyson Bagent guy. He could be the starter, I tell you. Tyson Bagent to me is someone that has ran the offense very well. And that's what I really would like to see is Tyson Bagent running the offense. Typically, quarterbacks go down, and that's the big reason why I want to see Tyson Bagent and what he can do. Now, this offense is not going to be pulling all the key tricks out of the Ben Johnson playbook. I just want to see where Tyson Bagent has kind of like how he looks. Can he throw it downfield? Because Ben Johnson has always liked to throw the deep ball. And all that we're hearing is that Caleb has been struggling with it, not saying it's a competition whatsoever. I just want to see Tyson do that. And yeah, Talkman, I agree. The Bagent fanboys are going to have a field day because I think he's going to do well. I think Bagent's going to do well. Number 17 for those that want to know. But then also too, other people I'm looking out for is I'm looking out for the rookies. Yet again, they kind of moved the rookies back. I think that they should be out there. Colston Loveland's the only one that I'm kind of iffy on just because both Colston Loveland and Luther Burden were banged up. And that's why to me, I think that Luther Burden should be out there. Colston Loveland should be out there. And I hope they are. Tyler Warren was out there with the Colts. I think both of those guys should be out there, get some reps. And that's why I'm going to be looking for them. 84 is Colston Loveland. 87 is Luther Burden. Also, keep an eye out for what Colston Loveland is doing when he's out there. Number 84, he might be getting moved around. They might be doing some motions. Ben Johnson's offense always utilizes a lot of motions and also see where he ends up lining up. Yet again, he's not going to do everything in his arsenal, everything in his playbook, but just kind of see how he's being leveraged and how some people want to see him perform out there. And Shy Drax, my friend, how are you? Good, sir? It's been a while. But I hope all is well. And then last little person that I'm looking out for in the offensive side of the football is Braxton Jones, the left tackle, number 70. Now, Braxton Jones, I did not talk enough about this when it was the Bears versus the Miami Dolphins at practice today. But then when I was talking to my buddy, he's like, Brad, I wanted to love Ozzie Trapillo. And now I'm not raising any alarm bells, because one of my friends said that he really liked what he saw out of Ozzie out of the second team. But then my other friend said that when he saw Ozzie out there with the first, he didn't necessarily love it. It wasn't like he absolutely hated it or anything like that. But he's like, Braxton looks good. He's like, it just looks like Braxton is a starter. He's like, Braxton looks like a starting NFL offensive lineman. Ozzie, not so much. He said people were getting underneath Ozzie and using his leverage because he's so tall against him. And he's like, I really, really wanted to love Ozzie. And he's like, but I came away loving Braxton Jones. He's like, what happened there? So with the Braxton Jones love, we also heard Braxton Jones had a phenomenal day yesterday too. So Braxton, yet again, I said this when we first previewed the offensive line. If Ozzie is the starter, I said this and it was a bold take, right? I said it was more so because Braxton was banged up. Now, Ozzie has been very healthy. Like we've always said, Ozzie's very healthy. He seems to be very consistent. But Braxton gives you a higher ceiling for what you could potentially get. I want to see Braxton. I want to see how healthy he is. And also, they did say that you're going to see Braxton. You're going to see Ozzie. You're also going to see Karana Magaji. So for us, we all know on Monday we're going to be breaking down the film, and that's something I really want to see. I want to see those three. I want to try and like get them like one play after another. I know that's not going to happen, but I'd love to see different drives just to kind of piece them together and really kind of see against the same people, how did they fare against those individuals? So that's kind of my first tier, the first tier of the backups that might be out there for a little bit. Tyson, obviously, for the first half, but really look for Braxton, Colston, and Luther Burden, because those are going to be the people that I really want to see. Also, Shy Drax saying, yes, all 22. You better believe it. The all Brad 22. I'm excited, man. It's been a while for all this. So that's what I'm pumped up about. Then Squeegee saying, I think we brought that tight end back here from Northwestern to play during the preseason. So, yeah, we did. I think that. And that's where I really want to see Colson Loveland. But yeah, part of me with him as I was going through it, I'm like, I could see them not playing him out there. So now let's flip over to the defense where when we break down the starters, first off, I want to know if Dayo Odengbo is going to be out there. I crossed off 9. Dayo would be 10. But also Dayo has been struggling, or he's not been very impressive. So this is still a new defense, even though that he's gotten a lot of money. He still needs to do something. Dayo needs to pop. I'd like to see Dayo. I'd like to see him out there. So that's the big reason why I didn't officially leave him off. But the 4 people that I have to watch out for are the 2 defensive ends. To me, really look at that defensive end spot, because that is going to be our biggest hole on this entire team. So I'm looking at 94 Austin Booker and 90 Dominique Robinson. When I was talking to my buddies too, all of them were talking about Dominique Robinson and how he impressed them with the speed and everything like that. I'm looking for Dominique Robinson because I want to see that. It sounds like he's changed, but we've always kind of heard that with Dominique Robinson entering year 4. Let's see if anything's different. But then also Austin Booker, the preseason machine, getting some starting reps. I really want to see him. I want to see if there's any sort of growth. And now, yet again, he was amazing in preseason last year. I just want to see him out there and how he's performed. And yeah, I agree with Squeegee. Austin Booker has actually gained some weight. So he's gotten bigger. He's added some size overall. And also, Ron, happy vacation. Gray minds think alike. So yeah, hope you are enjoying it. And then also too, Noah Sewell, number 44. That is the other linebacker that I'm looking out for, because Sewell, we really have not seen much out of in preseason. When he's out there, he looks good. So I want to see him more, just because he has been healthy, knock on wood. We really have not seen much of him. So for him to be healthy and be playing, that's someone who I'm really watching out for. And last but not least, this guy's always tough to watch out for, any outside corner, but Tyreek Stevenson. Is he giving up coverage? This is another person that, yet again, after I recorded, spoke to some friends, and they're saying, they're like, Terrell Smith looked better. They're like, just put Terrell Smith out there. He's just so much better than Tyreek Stevenson. Just put out Terrell Smith. So I want to see Tyreek Stevenson just to see how he performs. And then also consolation prize, I highlighted the kick returners and punt returners, just because we don't know who's going to be kick returner or punt returner. I still hope it's Luther Burden. Luther Burden has an ego. He does. He's got an ego, swag, aura, whatever generation you're from. He's got that. He's got his Luther Burdenness to him. And to me, I think that he wants to be a star. He wants to be someone that makes an impact. And being a kick returner and punt returner allows him to do that. And that's why I really like him out there. That's why I want to see him there. So that's my feeling with the backups. But if there's anyone else, let me know, because now I'm going to the third string defense. I'm just going to stay on the defensive side of the ball. And the tough part about this is because a lot of these players that I called out, expect them to be playing at least the first quarter, some of those kind of into that second quarter. This next group is going to be that second quarter, maybe going into that third quarter a little bit, but look for them in the second quarter. The thing that I want to look at is defensive tackles. Now, this is also going to be the first team group, so you could actually lump this into the others as well. But I'm looking at Chris Williams and Zach Pickens. They have a position battle at this defensive tackle spot. Maybe both of them, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Shamar Turner will be back. This is a position battle. Zach Pickens has not shown any signs of improvement, as far as I know. I've not heard anything elsewise. Chris Williams is someone that pops and flashes every now and again. Look for him, number 91 versus 96. They're going to be lined up next to each other. See who ends up looking more impressive. Because right now you have Grady Jarrett, Javon Dexter, Andrew Billings, and Shamar Turner. That's where that fifth spot seems to be up for grabs. That's going to be a position battle and something I'm looking out for. And next, this guy might be getting some reps with technically the starters in first quarter, but Ruben Hippolyte, the man, the myth, the legend, number 47. Look for him just with his overall speed. What spots at linebacker is he going to be playing? So that's, and yet again, linebacker is something that you can kind of see a little bit too. Does he kind of pop with some of the speed? Hippolyte and Sewell, that's going to be one of the competitions. That's why I look for 44 and 47. Then the last but not least, we kind of, all this stuff, I like to look at the position battles. And Terrell Smith, 32. He needs to show that he can be a playmaker. And I think that when you really do think about it, Stevenson is very aggressive. But Terrell Smith still turns the ball over. He's still a good player. That's what kind of like baffles me. Like, I think they're hoping that they can get more out of Tyreek Stevenson. But like Terrell Smith is good. It's like, just put him out there. But that's my whole feeling with that. But yeah, Shy Drax and Hippolyte go. Yeah, agreed. And Muck, what is good, my friend? Bear down to you too. And Joe saying Major Burns. Oh, we'll get to Major Burns. Don't you worry about that. But those defensive players that I just talked about, expect, honestly, a lot of those you might see in the first quarter. Terrell Smith and Hippolyte probably will see more in that second quarter type of a range. But if we go over to the offense, this is where I was really trying to just grab 4. And someone who's actually probably going to even play in the first quarter is the man, number 25, Kyle Monangai out of Rutgers. Like I said before, Kyle Monangai right now is positioned as the 5th running back on the depth chart. He's not going to play like the 5th running back in the depth chart. Expect him to get reps in the first quarter. Expect him to get reps in the second quarter. But also, because it's going to be Roshan, it's going to be him. And you can compare the two. But I just really want to see Kyle Monangai because it's hard to judge running backs especially when they're like the way Monangai runs. He finds the hole, but he's just so powerful. And he just burst through that hole. To me, Kyle Monangai is someone that needs live tackling. He needs live tackling to show his break tackle potential. And this is something that I also want to see him do at the NFL level, because with that break tackle potential, having actual bodies flying at him, like, can he actually break the tackles or can't he? So that's why, to me, Kyle Monangai is someone that I'm looking out for in the first, second quarter. I think he's going to have a phenomenal day. And then also, technically, these people are also starting, but I want to see Karana Magaji. I want to see Luke Newman. So 72 is Karana Magaji. 65 is Luke Newman, who's going to be playing left guard and maybe center. I think he's going to more so stick at left guard, especially with Bill Murray banged up. And Ozzie Trapillo, number 75. The left tackle position is the most important. If you want to know who to watch at any time on the offense, look at the left tackle. That's the number one position battle that we have. That's the number one thing that we need to care about. That's the thing to watch. So to me, like I said before, Ozzie, I think Ozzie's going to go out there and he's going to look good. My question is still that ceiling, because I had that question of him coming out. I always knew that he was going to have a high floor, but is that ceiling? How good is he going to be? And also, how is he going to look against NFL competition? He's going to be going against backups, so I think he's going to look pretty darn good. Also, Luke Newman, I just want to see him out there. Like, there's not a lot of Luke Newman tape out there for us to watch. So I'm excited to at least kind of get some more reps on tape. Also, Taco Man saying Brax got it locked. And then let's see. Yeah, we got some Major Burns. Major Burns needs to go to the hospital. Like the play on words. And also, now if we flip over to the very, very, very backups, the farthest backups that we can go, I want to break it down this way. So these are the people that I'm jumping all the way to the fourth quarter, because the third quarter, I don't know what they're going to do. The third quarter, you might still see some of these players that we talked about. You might still see some of this offensive line, but you might also see a bunch of people that we've never heard of, that we are probably never going to see. and nor do we necessarily care too much. No offense to their families, but they're still fighting for a roster spot. So one of them, I see him out there in the comments. I know Taco Man was talking about this. To me, Ian Wheeler, number 33, running back for the Bears. I want to see that knee. I want to see, does he still have that speed? Ian Wheeler was someone that I really liked. Someone that, I am a sucker for a running back that runs north and south, and that is what that man does. And he's got great speed. He's got phenomenal breakaway speed. But after this injury, a knee injury is a very serious knee injury. How much giddy up does he have? And so that is the thing that I'm going to be watching with him. Number 33, Ian Wheeler. That is going to be the big thing for me. But then also, too, on the line, I'm looking at Ricky Stromberg, number 67, who is penciled in as the third string center. Big reason. Low-key, the backup center spot is kind of a competition, because you have Luke Newman competing for some center spots. You have Doug Kramer as kind of the incumbent, and you have Ricky Stromberg, who has actually played under Ben Johnson's system. Now, he got cut from Ben Johnson's system, but still has some experience. Now, with this center position, though, the reason why I throw Ricky Stromberg out is because he was highly sought after. Now, I want to see more reps of him, and I want to see, yet again, I don't think Doug Kramer is that good of a center. People say he's this phenomenal hard worker, and hats off, right? But at the end of the day, you have to play football. And that's where I think that you could definitely improve on at that center position. So Ricky Stromberg, someone I'm looking at, and also the Canadian Eagle, number 79, Theo Benedette, who got some first team reps with the left tackle position today. Doesn't mean that he's going to be a starter all of a sudden or inside the competition, but he did get a surprising amount of first team reps. Yet again, it's nothing that I think that we need to super look into, but I just want to see how healthy he is, because we've never really seen him play too much. And then Shadrack saying, is the long snapper healthy? I believe so. That's a good question. I've not seen anything, but I remember they were saying that daily it shouldn't be that bad. So I believe he's healthy. The other thing too is the last two was JP Richardson, number 26, where yet again, talking to my buddy afterwards, and he was saying, he's like, dude, this guy 26, he's so quick. He's so fast. And I'm like, dude, that's JP. So I really want to see JP Richardson yet again. He's going to be someone who is fighting for that practice squad, but someone that I think is legitimately I think he's going to be fun. I think he's going to be someone that turns some heads as Austin Reed is going to be throwing him the football. And also Notorious TBG, what is good, my friend? Bear down to you as well. And also Broski, what is good? Bear down to you as well, my friends. So nice seeing y'all in the chat. It has been a while, hasn't it? But next, I want to actually just shout out Tyler Scott, because as I was going through this, I highlighted it red because I was like, oh crap, how could I forget Tyler Scott? And it's because everyone's forgot Tyler Scott. A lot of you probably heard that and you're like, oh yeah, what is he doing? Now, he's kind of doing like what he's always been doing, where he's not necessarily playing. He just doesn't seem like a good receiver right now. It just doesn't seem like things are really clicking. So I just wanted to kind of do an honorable mention. If you want to talk about someone who has to ball out and has to do something, that's Tyler Scott. Tyler Scott has to be doing something, because you talk about the Bears drafting Burden, and they have Burden, they have Zacchaeus, they have Duvernay, who's probably a better punt returner than him. Then you have Miles Boykin, who Boykin is actually a halfway decent receiver. That's for Tyler Scott. Yeah, Broski saying Tyler Scott forgot about Tyler Scott. Yeah, Tyler Scott was like, oh crap, yeah, I show up to work on Sunday. What the heck? Yeah, Anthony Miller vibes. Yeah, so that's the thing. I just want to see him. I hate saying this, but I'm very doubtful that he stays on just because of the depth that they have at the wide receiver position. Them also looking at like DJ Chark. DJ Chark is like what they want Tyler Scott, what they want him to be. And obviously Chark got signed, but that just, it didn't bode well. Didn't look good for Tyler Scott when they did something like that. But now, let's go over to this defense and talk a little bit about this because there's a couple people that I really wanted to highlight. Now, with the defensive tackles and defensive ends, you can still look at that, right? Tano Passigno is someone that could be that the fifth man in the defensive end rotation. But someone that I'm kind of looking at is the linebackers, because I still think that backup linebacker is a spot that can be won. And two people that I really want us to look at is 43 Carl Jones Jr. and 57 Power Eccles. Power Eccles, forced fumble today and a fumble recovery. Also, Carl Jones Jr. has been very quiet, but when asked about it, anytime someone has attended camp and gets brought up like, hey, what has Carl Jones been doing? They go, oh, he's been pretty good. He's been moving around really well. So that's something that, yet again, just want to see it on tape. Look at those linebackers because, yeah, we have Amen Ogbongbemiga, Noah Sewell, Ruben Hippolyte, but it still feels like we need an extra person, extra linebacker to make this team. Look for those linebackers. Just keep an eye at the linebacker position because quietly, the depth is something that is kind of a big issue that we need out there. But then also, too, at the safety position, Major Burns and Tysheem Johnson, the two undrafted rookie free agents. The big reason why I'm calling them out, Elijah Hicks, Jonathan Owens, Brisker, Byard, they have 1-year deals right now. I still feel like the way that Byard's been leading this defense, been leading the secondary, seems like the Bears might want to bring him back for another year. But they wouldn't do it during the season is my guess. But with Burns, with Tysheem Johnson, they can compete for, practice squad. That's going to be something that, even though that safety is difficult to watch, just keep an ear open, especially when you know Burns. So look for 35 and 33. So think about, Peanut Tillman and 35. Yeah, 35, Zachary Bowman. I'll do a deep pull, but let's see what's out there too. So let me also check out the chat. Yeah, zero safeties under contract next season. So we have, Byard not under contract. Brisker's going to be done. Hicks done. Owens done. So yeah, it's all done. But then also, let's see. Broski's saying JP over Boykin or Boykin over Scott. Yeah, I think that both of them actually have a chance because they're both of them are doing at least something. Then Joe asking, Brad, who do you think will be the kick returner and punt returner? I want Burden to. I really, really want Burden to. I still feel like Duvernay. I still feel like it's going to probably end up being Duvernay. I think Zacchaeus quietly is just very, very valuable. And I know that he could be someone that's up there. I think it's going to be either Duvernay or Burden are going to be the two main front runners. It's everything that I've heard. There's not necessarily someone who's jumping out, but I think it's going to be one of the two. I think it should be Luther Burden, but so Duvernay, though, I still think because of what he has been, it's just, I feel like having Duvernay out there is, who is the punt returner that we had a handful of years ago where he wasn't that good. He just kind of it might have been like when did we have Tent Ginn? I'm trying to remember who it was. It was just someone who just kind of caught the punt, didn't really do too much, but that's what I kind of fear with Devin Duvernay a little bit. But let's see. Taco Man saying we need more pass rush. Agreed. That's where we can't be done at defensive end, man. We can't be. But let's see. And then we got Evie Warrior. What's good, my friend? Saying JP Richardson is a winner. We can't lose him. I think that's the thing too, is why not just keep him? You know what I mean? And then let's see. We got cool. Perfect. Got all the questions out there, but this is the list. I'm going to see if I'll probably post this out to social media just to kind of some of the ones that I like. Actually, my chicken scratch, my difficult key, it can be a little bit difficult. So, but this is my list of people to watch. Also, right at the buzzer, Sports Chicago Style. What is good, my friend? I hope you've been doing well. It's been a while since a live show, so it's been nice to pop on for sure. Nice to see you out here as well. But man, football in a couple days. And if you haven't already, up at the very top and in the description, make sure to fill out this form that it helps out the show. I just kind of want to know a little bit about what you'd like to see out of this show. And then after you fill this out, you'll be inside of a giveaway. What the giveaway will be, not sure yet. If you have any suggestions on that, whether it's a gift card, whether it's a hat, a jersey, whatever you kind of want, let me know. I appreciate all your feedback. However you guys want out there. So, and actually, right before we wrap things up, Shy Drax saying, how is Johnny PayPal? We miss him. I've been trying to get him on a show. He's been awesome, actually. He has been, he actually is a plumber now. So he got out of when he got out of college. For those that don't know, Johnny PayPal, former co-host of mine. For those that are new to the show, but yeah, he left the show like right after college or so because he had a job. It was an okay job, but now he's a plumber. So he didn't want to work the rest of his life behind a desk. So props to him. And he's like, dude, I like building stuff. So he actually, as he was working a desk job, he ended up getting certified. I don't know what the exact certification was, but then ended up becoming a plumber. So he's loving life. He's loving it right now. So I've been like, all right, now you got that. You got to come back on. You got to come back on now. So, yeah, you could leave it in the comments of the form survey. Be like, you gotta pop back on. But also Talking Man saying Bayless Jones hasn't been signed yet. Who was it? The Saints. I want to say it's the Saints that he ended up going to or something. So, but yeah. But y'all, thank y'all so much. This has been fun. We are going to do a lot more live stuff, a lot more live shows. You can bet on that. So like I said, make sure to fill out that form just to kind of give me some of your feedback. But y'all, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button. And with that, Unbearable Sports Podcast, we are out.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair and you know that she's a bride.